The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the July 29th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day, and let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I am absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send it off to steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, we begin our day again with another mixed bag out there. Not unusual. We've got the Dow off 150, S&P's down 5, NASDAQ 100 up 17, Russell's down 3, Trend is up 348, Semis up 29, NASDAQ Composite up 14, New York Stock Exchange down 40. Gold is up 21 bucks, trade at 33.88, silver's up 24 cents, light sweet crude 92 cents the upside, natural gas up 8 pennies, copper's up a penny out there. 30-year Treasury is in the process of forming an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. If we take a look at my screen out here, and you look at the daily TD9 count, you'll see stars at the S&P 500. You'll see a star at the industrials. You'll see a star at the ES Mini, all with bar number 8s. Each of those are completing bar number 9s today. So those have the potential for a top. Here is the ES Mini. You can see the daily time frame chart on my screen out here. I'll simply expand it out. What do we know? We know a couple of different things. One, we know that a TD9 count top will confirm today with a close above the close of bar number 5, 639625. That's the first thing we know. We're likely going to get that, but we got to wait till day's end to find out. Second, there is a new profile that is attempting to form. It is below price. The bottom, in other words, the top of the profile is at 63.74. Now, it's below price right now. If price gets down there, then that would not be the case. That is a bullish message. Doesn't mean that price wouldn't pull back to test that level. In fact, with a confirmed TD9 count top, we would expect and anticipate that it would do just that, especially with price being below its green oscillator and change line. Now, the pullback may only be to the 63.74 mark. If we take a look at since the April 7th low, we'll also keep track of the cadence of the markets, which have basically been 2 to 4 day pullbacks out here. Yesterday was day number 1. Perhaps today is going to be day number 2 out there. That is on the daily ES Mini. The weekly time frame chart does not have a topping pattern. This is a signal to you and I. This is a signal that we're just looking at a short-term retracement out here. Again, more like that 2 to 4 bar retracement. But even though there still is support out here for the ES Mini, and price could get all the way to the 62.14 level. But there is no topping pattern that we have for the ES Mini. There's no A to B equals CD pattern. There's not anything I could draw you in right now. I would be faking it, and we don't do that here. We take a look at the monthly time frame chart, also no topping signal. Now, the 30-minute formed a TD9 count top at 7:30 this morning. It completed that at 8 o'clock. Price is broken through profile support at profile support and its breakout level at 64.29. I believe in my mind that 64.18 is a key level of support. Now let me just go confirm that. We'll come back to this set of charts here momentarily, but since I said it, let's go make sure. I believe that was the bottom of a couple of profiles that I was looking at. Yeah, so if we take a look at the 5-hour time frame chart, which does have a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, the bottom of its profile, which it is testing right now, is in that 64.18 level. So I've got 64.18 on the 5-hour, 64.18 on the 4-hour, 64.13 on the 2-hour. And so that's a key area of support. So if 64.18 fails to hold, then we got 64.13. If that fails to hold, we're headed lower. But we have to watch, though. We'll also be watching out for any kind of TD9 count patterns. We are in right now on the 30-minute time frame. We are now in bar number 8 that is forming. So that says you could get a ES mini bottom for its 30-minute time frame, and we would see it first take shape in the 10 and 15. But sometime between now, let's just say 11:30 and 12:30 today. So I'd be paying attention to the 30-minute time frame charts. Now, I just said that. Do I have the 30-minute time frame charts open? You gotta love how I can talk to myself out there. And do I have them open? Do I? I do not. So I'll try to open those up during a break. But let's go back to the main screen out here. And let's take a look at the XLI, right? That also has got a TD9 count topping signal. Let's go find out where its close needs to be today to go ahead and confirm a TD9 count top. Remember, it's going to be the close above bar number 5 as soon as that populates on my screen. Here we go. So, okay, we may not get a TD9 count top inside of the XLI today. We are trading below the close of bar number 5, which is 153.73. We're at 152.76. So I do not have any kind of a topping signal then on the daily time frame. Price is trading inside a new bullish structured profile out there. Yesterday was day number 1 to the downside. Today would be day number 2. If we get more than a 2-day decline out here, we've had one 4-day decline and all 2-day declines out there. So if we do get another decline out here, that would be a signal that the industrial sector wants to go target its buy zone between 150.25 and 150.80 out there. No other signals that I see out here. So let's do this. Let's go take a look at why do we have those choppy conditions. It's really the same reason as yesterday, and that same reason is if we take a look at the New York Stock Exchange, the Advanced Decline Oscillator, that is the panel on the left. We are trading below its zero threshold level. That provides sellers with an edge. On the other hand, we have the Spot VIX Index, which is trading below its 50-day exponential moving average. The 50-day is at 1799. We are in bar number 8 of a TD9 count pattern. That says that tomorrow, for the VIX to form a TD9 count, in order for this to form a TD9 count bottom pattern, price must close below the close of bar number 5, and that close was 1539. We're at 1501 out there. So if we do close tomorrow below 1539, the trade might be, just for a very short period of time, the trade might be, and you got to kind of do this with the ES Mini, side by side, take a look at profile levels, things of that sort. The trade might be to take one of those volatility trades just for a few days, just for a few day trade, and the target would certainly be 1799. You'd want to put your stop in place. Now, I don't know how you would actually do that. You can, through some systems, trigger a stop that's based on a price of a different instrument out there. So it just depends upon your trading application. So that's why you've got choppy markets out here. One indicator is in position that gives buyers the edge. The other gives sellers the edge. And for me, I just want to give you the edge. Steve Rhodes, Steve at TFNN.com. Send me a request if you want me to take a look at some charts for you. I'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no cash or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We got the Dow off 147, S&P's down 7, Nasdaq is up 4 points. The Nasdaq 100 just went flat. Russell is off 5 points out there. On the 30-minute time frame charts, I did go ahead and populate those. Let's go ahead and pull those up. It is only the ES Mini that has got that 30-minute TD9 count bottoming pattern out here. You'll see that populate here momentarily, and you'll also see the other chart. So, is the ES Mini the one that's going to do the heavy lifting today? I don't know the answer to that question. We prefer that at least the ES and the NQ have a similar type bottoming patterns, preferably all of them, to give you some kind of nice bottom. So the TD9 count bottom likely to form on the 30-minute time frame chart for the ES Mini, but will it hold? And right now it's traded into a prior swing point from 2:30 in the afternoon. Back on July the 28th. So we can go back and take a look at those charts, but it's only the 30-minute, I'm going to close this out, only the 30-minute ES Mini that has that potential bottoming pattern out there. Let's go to our first request, which is from Dan inside the Tiger's Den. It's for ticker symbol AGEN. Let's get those up on our screen out here. AGEN right now is trading out at 592, and it continues to find resistance as it did yesterday, Dan, at its green oscillator and change line, 643. So that's your little booger that you need to close above in order to suggest you go back up towards its highs out there, as well as run for the your resistance on the daily is 643. First support level will be 546. On AGN for the weekly time frame is trading with inside its profile. Now, it negated a TD9 count top, so ordinarily that's a bullish signal out there. Price is trading with inside a bullish structured weekly profile, buy zone 424 to 501. Sell area is at the 695 level. On a monthly time frame chart, TD9 count bottom, price has resisted at 766. If you clear 766, longer term, this wants to make a run for 1874 out there. But right now, just kind of sideways-ish to lower movement out there, and the real key level resistance is that oscillator and change line. 643 is the number. Thank you for your request, Dan. Much appreciated. Doug and Steve inside the Tigers Den would like to take a look at Broadcom. So let's pull up AVGO up on our screen out here, which is trading out right now at 297.15. Now, at the moment, this shows both a rising window, that's a bullish signal, and it shows it as being a shooting star. Now, the only way to determine whether it's a real shooting star, in my opinion, is to fill in the price from the close of the day before to where it's at. In other words, you would really do this. I'll just pull out a rectangle feature, although it won't be the best, but basically that you'd also have to, that would be the other area you would have to fill in. Okay, so that would be at the bottom of the candle. And then that would just make this not a shooting star candle formation. So it always gets difficult when you get both candles that have formed out there. I do have wave number 7, and a lower high would go ahead and confirm a top on Avgo for this daily time frame. Otherwise, price above profile resistance and a oscillator and change line, and a bearish reversal candle would confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator top. But it's suspect whether today's candle is that, Duncan. On a weekly time frame, there is really no topping signal that I see out here in bar number 6. The monthly time frame, strong like bull out there. This is going to be 4 months up to the upside. Typically, this does a 4, 5, or 6 month move to the upside out there. So no reason for it to not to continue higher out there. Only week number 3 to the upside. Yeah, this instrument is strong like bull. You don't need me to tell you that. But watch the daily. Watch the daily out there. Even if we get a shooting star candle, see if I start you got to watch that oscillator and change line, 294.87 or thereabouts. So Duncan, thanks for writing in. And you do have a second request, so thanks for that. Let's go take a look at WBD out here. And WBD most certainly has an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. So today's bearish engulfing candle, if in fact it sticks, then you will have a sell the D point top for the daily time frame. If price closes below 1335, it'll have lost its momentum, and that would then suggest a retracement back towards support. And that first level would be 1304, the top of its profile. Should price get below that, we'd be looking at a move to its buy zone. That's between 1240 and 1256 out there. No topping pattern on the weekly time frame. Support right now between 1126 and 1159. No topping pattern on the monthly time frame chart. The monthly, in fact, is trying to form a second bullish profile change in trend. And that would suggest, Dunk, that over time, what price wants to do is go tackle 1476, the monthly TD9 count breakdown resistance level. So the daily likely to sell the D point top out here. Now this has had more than 2 to 4 day moves to the downside out there. So just keep an eye on it. And with 1304 being at first target level. So that was WBD for Duncan Steve inside the Tigers Den. We're going to go look at the Russell 2000, primarily focus on the shorter term charts out there. And this is for John C. inside the Tigers Den. So if we're going to focus on the shorter term charts, the first one that pops out at me would be the 15-minute time frame chart. And the reason why it pops is because you are on bar number 8 of a TD9 count pattern. So you're going to get a TD9 count bottom that could form. That's between 11:30 and 12:15. Not to get precise or anything, but that's how we like to do it. That's how we roll during the Trader's Edge show. So you get a TD9 count bar number 8. That means you got 2 bars after that before that pattern can form. You'd love to see at least the 10-minute, which is only bar number 6, kind of catch up to a TD9 count. That, in fact, may happen out there. On the 30-minute time frame, we are trading below a hammer candle, so that's not good. So from a short-term standpoint, if these don't take hold, then the 30-minute time frame chart is telling you we want lower price. Now, lower price to where? The next price target on a 60-minute time frame chart is this little cluster of swing points down at the 11 o'clock-ish time frame back on July the 22nd. 25th out there, so 4 days ago. That sets up potential support at the lows of about 22.53 for the Russell 2000. What's interesting is the top of the weekly profile is 22.53 as well. So, John, I'd say that's a key level of support to be watching. So you've got 22.53 as price moves down there with a 10 and 15 minute potential TD9 count bottom pattern that is approaching out there, is potentially forming out there. It looks like the 15 minute will do just that. You'd have to have a fairly good sized rally, 10, 11 points inside the Russell in a 15-minute time frame to negate that signal. That's not a likely outcome. So watch that top of that weekly profile, daily profile, 22.53. If we close below that, then you can see you've got these other breakout levels, 22.34, 22.36, and those would become your downside targets. So we had to move off of the short-term time frame charts just because of the potential for the pattern failure out there, and then what that actually means to you. And we had to get that from those longer-term charts. So, John, hope that gave you the info that you were looking for. Please copy those charts so you've got that information at your hand. Let's take a look at ENSG, and this is for Hector and Patty. And Hector would like to focus on the monthly time frame chart, ENSG. So when we take a look at the monthly time frame, I'm just simply going to open this chart out here. What we see is a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top and a wave number 7 signal. The Rhodes Momentum Indicator top confirmed in November of 2024. Price then pulled back, and we actually closed below its buy zone the month of February, and we remained below it the month of March, and we remained below it in April. And we come back from this break, we'll tell you where we're at right now and what ENSG is doing.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. We're looking at ENSG. This is for Hector and Patty. We're taking a look at the monthly time frame chart first. That's where Hector and Patty wanted us to focus. You can see it has a Rhodes momentum indicator top that formed back in November of 2024. That then led to a consolidation within the profile for a couple months, but then we started getting below it. And usually that was a signal that we should have had the lower price. That lower price would have been at 87.14. But voila, in the month of May of 2025, we got back inside its profile. Last month, price got up to test almost the top of that profile, 158.45. That's also the top of its profile. That's the high of that Rhodes momentum indicator top. Now, that candle says from November 24th, 2024, did 8.7 million shares. Last month, when we closed inside, it was 7.5 million shares. The month before that, when we closed inside, it was with 9 million shares. When we closed inside it that month, what that signaled to you and I, Hector, is that price would go test the high. So price is going to get up to 158.45. Is it going to take it out? No idea. Its resistance, I would say, if you take a look at the cadence along the bottom, this does have plenty of months where it's a 2-month move to the upside, maybe 1 month or even a 2 to 3 month move to the downside out here. So now it has several, well, it has a few where you get more than a 2-month move to the upside. But right now, this is moving into that profile resist. So what's the weekly and the daily telling us out here? The monthly is saying it wants to go target that high. Well, on a weekly time frame, this formed a TD9 count top as that high was being tested. I believe it was last week. This is the not last week. This takes us back to June 20th. So June 20th. So that's when the actual Rhodes momentum indicator top was being formed on the, that was November 2024. Don't worry, Stevie will get his act together at some point in time. Here's what transpired. That TD9 count weekly time frame pulled price back. We actually closed 1 week below profile support, got back above it last week. We're now inside the sell zone. So it's a bit of a choppy area out there between 149.34 and 153.51 with your real resistance level again being the high of 157.60. I haven't given you that. 157.68 out there. So that would close above that would negate that weekly top. Now that would set up an A to B equals CD pattern, most certainly to the upside. The daily time frame. So I don't have any technical reason. Oh, I take that back. I was going to say, I don't have a technical reason why this thing actually bottomed. Well, the reason why I'm going to take that back is price had pulled back after forming a daily Rhodes momentum indicator top on June 23rd, pulled back to its breakout level of 134.68. It actually got down to the price level of 134.79. Close enough for Stevie's work, and in that specific day, a bullish structured profile formed with price closing above the center of that, and that suggests that price should make a run for profile resistance. Well, it did more than that a couple of days ago when it gapped to the upside. So at this stage here, ENSG should rally up towards 154.24. That's where it could perhaps find resistance and back off. That is its TD9 count breakdown resistance level. If it's able to close above 154.24, we'll also have gotten through the sell zone on the weekly time frame chart. And then the question is, what type of volume do we have going into the week of June 20th, which had 1.6 million shares? Now, last week we tested rejected it with 3.4. So that said that we would be up and we would at least test it again this week. Well, so far it's only, a day and a couple hours 953,000 shares. I'm not going to figure out the straight line math on that. It seems to me like it's more than the 1.6 million shares. So this is suggesting, too, that we should push higher. And if it can close inside that swing point, this is the weekly swing point, above 150.25, do it with more than 1.7 million shares, that's going to be the signal that everything is wanting to push higher. Can it take out those highs or not? That we don't know out here at this moment in time, Hector. So I do hope that helps you out. And as always, thanks for your request. Bob in Spokane wants to take a look at ExxonMobil. So let's go pull XOM up on our screen, see what this is doing. Obviously, one of the top holdings, or the number one holding inside of the energy sector. And today's close above its green oscillator and change line on the daily time frame, which at 111.61 would be a positive outcome. Bob, this would be suggesting, because we're trading above profile and oscillator and change line resistance, that we should rally further. Okay, well, rally further to where? Turns out that right now price is dealing with the sell zone of its weekly profile. It has not had problem getting through here in the past, so we'll say it probably does not have a problem getting through here today, but 112.19 is a number. We're 112.22. A close above 112.19 would be another positive outcome, and that would add to the daily signal that we should rally further, with that rally taking us up towards its most recent daily swing point. That would be between 114.51 and 115.76. Now, the monthly time frame wants to get in on the action here, Bob, and the action here is, you can see that this oscillator and change line has acted as resistance for over a year, since June of 2024. So if we ever get a close above that green oscillator and change line on a monthly time frame, that would be a very bullish outcome. Now, in this case here, there is resistance at 121.81. That's profile resistance. And then the final resistance on the monthly time frame would be the high from October in 2024, and that number would be 116.04. Close above that, you'd be off to the races to the upside. In fact, on a daily time frame, that would trigger, actually, close above 116.95 would trigger a nice A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. But we're not there just yet. We're dealing with the weekly resistance level, and if you can close above that, then we're likely going to go deal with the monthly oscillator and change line at the 116.10-ish range out there. So, Bob, I hope that helps you out. As always, thanks for your request out there, and we probably have time for more. Let's go take a look at LB wants to take a look at ticker symbol LAC, and he's looking for an entry point. So we've gone ahead, we've put up our multi-time frame set of charts out here. And first focus is going to be dead center, sort of center, on the daily time frame. And on the daily time frame, what we can see here is not so much a top, but price right now testing a key level of support, which is 265. That is its breakout. We are trading at 265. You couldn't get a test of support better than we have right now. Is this going to be a bottom? Well, what we'd like to have is bottoming signals on those intraday charts out there. What's the bottom signal that we have? It's coming from the 65-minute time frame chart. The 65-minute bar will close at 11:40. That's 3 minutes from now. We will then have a TD9 count bottom pattern. Add another 65 minutes to that 11:40. I can tell you what that is. That would be the 12:45 number out there. So you should have a 65-minute TD9 count bottom pattern by 12:45 this afternoon. Keep an eye on that. Then you've got to pay attention to the 30 and the 15-minute chart. You don't have to do anything, actually. I would do that. Start seeing if you get, and I don't have a pattern out here of a bottom that's going to form in the next 15 minutes out there. 60-minute time frame, not even a 16-minute time frame for the 30-minute chart out there. So what you're going to want to see there, you're going to want to start seeing lower highs and higher highs out there. The 15-minute time frame chart could form a Rhodes momentum indicator or TD9 count. Keep your eye on the 65-minute chart. Keep your eye on the 15 and the 30. That ought to help you. Lee, we'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go take a look at the currencies out here. Let's take a look at the U.S. dollar index. We will do that by take a look at the euro, the yen, and the pound. They represent 83% of the weighting inside there. If you take a look at the euro, it is in the process of taking out a daily TD9 count bottom pattern. It will accomplish that task with a close below the low from July 17th, that low being 1.1557. If we get a close below that, we are likely going to go target the 114 level. That is its TD9 count breakout area. This is going to be day number 4 to the downside. So we should be getting close to where we would see some type of bounce. That doesn't mean we will get that tomorrow or anything. But the euro is headed lower. That's going to put strength inside the U.S. dollar index. The Japanese yen is weakening. And as this moves higher, it's trading inside its TD9 count top swing point. A close above 149.18. will generate an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside, whereas the Great British Pound yesterday generated an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. The next price target for the Great British Pound is its breakout level, 1.3250, but we did trigger an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. That would get us down towards the 13162 level out there. Bitcoin, as long as we're here, we've got a TD9 count top, sideways consolidation. Support would be 114,747. So it does look like the U.S. dollar index wants to continue to get stronger out there. Next request was to take a look at wheat, but I don't know which contract this individual is looking for. I've got the September contract up on my screen right now. This is trading into a daily swing point, and I looked, December was doing the same thing. Wheat was trading into its swing point from back on May the 13th. There's no bottom signal on the daily time frame, so what I would be watching for is that low, 521.25. Do we make a double bottom there, or do we take that out? On the weekly time frame chart, we did have a 3 drive to a bottom pattern. That did result in a rally right up into the sell zone. zone of its profile. That was between, on a weekly basis, 588 to 607. We are trading lower without any kind of bottom signal now. That 3 drive to a bottom pattern still remains in effect out there. The monthly time frame, this is where it starts to get real troublesome for wheat out here. It has negated a TD9 count bottom pattern, and that is suggesting that wheat will head lower out there. So hope that helps you out. We've got a request to take a look at Eli Lilly. That's not it. So where did Stevie put it? I must have put it at the next one. Next bookmark. And there we go. So we take a look at Eli Lilly. This is trading out right now at 766.53. This is the daily time frame that we are looking at. It is trading below profile support. So this gap down substantially, but it's really just a gap down. And in essence out here, I think this was ELO who posted that. What we see out here is a sideways consolidation. Let's draw that pattern in. So the top is easy to identify. In fact, the high was in essence stopped by the sell zone. Well, that wasn't a sell zone, but I'll clean this up just a tad more. But you've got a sideways consolidation that appears to be forming today. So the question is, does the consolidation hold? On the daily time frame, the candle, the swing point was 6.2 million shares. That was on June 20th. Today, so far, we've done 3.5 million shares. So you're pulling back with volume. Even though you may reject that low, I would say as long as price stays inside that swing point, for Eli Lilly, price will retest that low again. If we take a look at the weekly time frame chart, Eli Lilly is trading below its red oscillator and change line and profile support. So that opens up the door for another test of its breakout level, which is at the 736 area. By the way, if I did mention the bottom of the consolidation is at 755, about 755 level. That's assuming that today doesn't cruise through it. If we cruise through it today, I'd have to adjust that consolidation up just a tad out there. On a monthly time frame, a TD9 count top, price traded with inside its bearish structured profile out there. It has rallied up into that sell zone, which is between 804 to 844, and support is down at the 682 level. So that's what I see when we take a look at Eli Lilly. I do hope that helps you out. I believe that was ELO out there. We have a request from S&P to take a look at Coinbase. So let's pull up COIN on our screen out here. It'll take just a moment here to populate. We've got another request for OLO. That's for Dennis in West Palm Beach. So we'll also look at that. So we take a look at Coinbase. Coinbase has a daily confirmed Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. And now price is trading below daily profile support. We closed just a couple of ticks below profile support yesterday. Today could offer us a profile change in trend. Perfect. Where's Coinbase headed to next? Its next level of support is between 338.60. That's on the daily, weekly oscillator and change line, and 348. And 348 is the real number out there. That's the daily TD9 count breakout level. If price were to close below that, that's what would then trigger that move to the weekly oscillator and change line. I do not have a topping well, maybe there is a sell the D point top on the weekly time frame. What I don't know is whether this retracement level, there's no way that's a 0.382 retracement. Yeah, so but you can do the work. You should do the work on your own. I'm talking about the retracement between the high from May 23rd to the low of June 13th. I don't believe that is a 0.382 retracement. So in that case, I wouldn't say we have a sell the D point top out there. Does it matter at this stage of the game? No, because the daily is the one that's in full control with regard to Coinbase. So that's what you want to keep your eye on out there. The monthly time frame chart got back to its all-time high. So far has topped, so you've got a bit of a double top. Now, volume-wise, it was 227 million shares back in April of 2021. This month, we are up with 262 million shares. So we tested rejected at a high. That says, just like Coinbase here wants to move down to the low and is trading into a swing point right now. Well, it's not really a swing point. That was a breakout level. It's not going to call that the swing point. So once the work to the downside is done daily and weekly out here, you should revisit its all-time high as price is traded into that swing point with volume. And that's especially going to be true as long as price remains above that swing low, 282.07. As long as price is in that swing point, it's eventually going to get back up there and retest that level. OLO is the next ticker symbol, I believe. That is up. That is from Dennis in West Palm Beach. Let's see what OLO is trading at as we speak. It's trading out at 1048. So I think this was a buyout. if I am not mistaken. I think this is a buyout, Dennis. I seem to recall we took a look at how this thing had gapped up out here, so no idea why it's traded above the 10-15 level. Maybe it's no longer a buyout. I don't know. I just recall having pulled this up before. Maybe I had pulled it up for you, and then someone in the Tiger's Den was kind enough to let us know that was a buyout. So if it's not, if that deal is off, it's still trading nice and on the daily time frame and negated a TD9 count top, or is doing that today. Don't have any kind of decent topping signal on the weekly time frame or the monthly. So things do look bullish out there, Dennis, but got to check to see what's going on with OLO. But I can tell you, though, other than the buyout, price should continue to move higher, assuming that is no longer the case. Let me see if I've got any other requests that have come in. I believe the answer there is yes, we've got two. Mohammed writes in, would like to take a GRWE. So I'm going to get those charts fired up on our screen out here, and we'll take a look at those when we get back to the break. We'll try to fit in everything I can that just came in via email. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
We'll start off, take a look at BX out here. This is from Mohammed. Mohammed, I do not have a top on the daily, weekly, or monthly time frame. This is going to be day number 3 to the downside. I expect that this will likely bottom today or tomorrow. Price might target its oscillator and change line at 174.81. The weekly took out last week its TD9 count breakdown resistance level. That is bullish. On a monthly basis, we are trading into a swing point from back in November 2024. 65 million shares there. We're up into it. 78 million shares. So that any close inside that swing point, which is a likely outcome above 166.16, says that it wants to make its move up towards 192.46 and 200.96. That is what's going on with BX out there. If we take a look at RGTI, this is for Tom G. Tom is looking for an entry point out here. So on the daily time frame, RGTI is now trading below daily support at 1527. So that suggests that this likely is going to head lower, especially from the standpoint that we do not have any kind of intraday bottoming signals out here. At least nothing that really sticks out at this moment in time. So if price does close below 1527, we're likely headed lower. Lower to where? The next real support level will be about 1439. That's the weekly oscillator unchanged line level. So, and you could be getting an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. So that's what the 130-minute chart here is showing us. If we just simply draw this in, we'll see if the B point is being taken out with volume or not. The B point has volume of 8.4 million shares. It was taken out with 13 million shares. So I would say our GTI is headed lower. You're looking for an entry point. Let's come back to this perhaps tomorrow. Remind me tomorrow. And lastly, if we get back to guide wire out there, GWRE, not GRWE, it is likely going to target the 218.33 level. That is the top of its weekly profile out here. I don't have a lot on this one. Nothing really great that I can see out here, Mohammed. Folks, thanks for joining me on Terrific Tuesday. I do hope you have a terrific day. And I will see you tomorrow on Wonderful Wednesday. Enjoy your day. Be safe out there. Take care.